Good morning. It's the weekend. My name's Adam Helfman. This is Hire It Done. Welcome on 101 WRIF. Everything that rocks. We are rocking out home improvement this morning. It's a bit chilly, but this is the first show of 2026, and we are live having a great time. We just wrapped up an amazing, record-breaking year at Hire It Done. Glad to be on WRIF, rocking out home improvement here, soon to be nationwide. That's right, you heard it here. Hire It Done going nationwide this year. Loving it. Going to give our advice around the country. But of course, I'm a homeboy from Detroit, and that's where we roll here. So for those of you tuning in for the first time, my name's Adam Helfman. I'm a fourth-generation contractor. I've built and or remodeled, fixed, repaired, or anything like that in this space for the last 30 plus years. I come from a family business. We were pioneers in the industry, and I've turned my craft into helping homeowners find contractors without getting burned. It's a special, unique ability. I keep my finger on the pulse of the industry. I try to find the best contractors, and I try to give the advice to you. So when you're hiring a contractor, whether it's a Hire It Done contractor or someone from one of those lists, let me just tell you, I'm going to give you the questions to ask them. And then I'm going to give you the questions they don't want you to ask, because that's what Hire It Done is. It's about hassle-free home improvement. I want you to have a contractor that you trust, that you know is going to do good work. And then if they make a mistake, and here's the key to the advanced home improvement class that you're in today. If they make a mistake, you need to know and make sure that your contractor is solution-minded. And what do I mean by that? Simple. All I mean is if there's a problem, he's also going to solve it. He's not going to blame you, blame someone else, blame the architect, blame. It's more like this. Mrs. Jones, we were blowing insulation in your attic, and when we went to start the job, we noticed vermiculite. And you have 4 inches of vermiculite on the ground. There's 2 ways to deal with it. And by the way, today's guest, we're going to be talking about energy saving, insulation in the walls, in the attics. What's the best bang for your buck? We have the best industry expert in studio coming up. However, my point is, when you find a solution-minded contractor and he says, oh, we're about to blow insulation, but we see vermiculite. What's vermiculite? Oh, no. Well, it's been shown that potentially could cause cancer, could cause respiratory issues. So you don't want to touch it. So what you do is you encapsulate it. Contractor can give you 2 options. One, we're going to suck it up with a shop vac, and then we're going to bag it and take it out. Or another protocol is we're going to cover it. We're going to blow our insulation over it because it hasn't been touched. You don't need to touch it, and it still works. Add 6 more to 12 more inches of blown in cellulose or fiberglass, and you've got yourself an R40, R38, maybe even an R60 insulation value. And we're going to define what all that means after the break. But I want you to know that's the difference between a Hire It Done contractor and everyone else. We try to find ones that are solution-minded. That's what Hire It Done's all about. And we just launched the new website, hireitdone.com. Every week, we're upgrading the website. So if you want to find a room addition contractor, you want to find an insulation contractor, heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, we have the best. And we're growing. So if you're listening to the show, you're a contractor, and you have a couple things. Number one, if you want to grow your business in 2026, if you want to partner up with Hire It Done, you need to know that you have to have 5-star Google reviews. You have to be active in social media. You have to be in business at least 5 years, and you have to let us do a background screening. I'm not doing criminal history and all that because no one would pass. What I'm going to do is call your suppliers and see if you pay your bills. I'm going to call homeowners and say, hey, how'd it go? And then I'm going to say, I'm sure there was a mistake. How'd they handle the mistakes? And that's what comes out. The homeowners love to talk about their contractors, good, bad, or indifference. It's always the way it is. But here on Hire It Done, we want to find the ones that do good work. Okay? If a contractor's been in business 20, 30, 40 years, it's safe to assume he's pretty much knows his stuff. But there are contractors who worked for another contractor for 20 years, and then he went on his own. Does that make him bad because he started 2 years ago? That's what Hire It Done's about. I'm here to find out these contractors to see if they can match you with a homeowner. Now, half the problems in home improvement today, guess what? Half of those problems are the homeowner's responsibility and caused by the homeowner. You see, when you go as a homeowner, you go on Google and you say, how long should a bathroom remodel take? Google will give you the answer in a millisecond. Boom, there's your answer. Okay, guess what? When you renovate a bathroom, it's $15,000 on the low end. You have to meet a couple contractors. You got to go shopping. You got to do all these things. That's 2 weeks, 3 weeks worth of work. And then the job gets ready to start. You got to get a permit. You got to get the demo. That job is 2-3 weeks of length. Here you are 2 months into it, and you Googled in 1 millisecond, you watched an HGTV show in 28 minutes, they remodeled the whole bathroom. And here you are thinking your contractor's taking forever. That's reality. It's not forever. It's done right. Patience is part of the number one components of being successful in remodeling. The nucleus, though, my friend, is communication. If you communicate with your contractor, you can beat everything. After that, being solution-minded, and then obviously having a quality mind. My contractors at Hired Done are never the most expensive. That's true. They're never the cheapest, though. They're always right in the middle. So if you're looking for that contractor who's in the middle, who's solution-minded, who communicates with you, I don't see a better option for you. I got to be honest, I really don't. So we have a lot like that going on here. So what's going on in home improvement? Well, there's a lot. 2026 is the year of the remodeler, okay? Did you know that the home improvement business is a $500 billion business? Home services is crazy. And there's all kinds of changes going on in the industry. And as you know, contractors are the last to adopt new technology. So AI is coming. You'll be able to, the old school days of homeowners inviting a contractor to their house to get the price, and they sit there for 2-3 hours and sweating. And if we don't sign tonight, we're going to lose the discount. If we don't tell the 7 friends, we're not going to get that $500. If we don't put a sign in our yard for 30 days, what's going on here? Well, guess what, friends? The future is right at our doorstep. And Hired Done's going to lead the way. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to allow you, the homeowner, to take a picture of the bathroom, put it in our AI Atom, part of the HiredDone.com website. And that AI Atom is going to take your bathroom, take the picture, break it down into all the components. It's then, you ready for this? It's then going to email you a list of everything you need for your bathroom. If you want, that list will be connected to a big box store. And the big box store will say, here's the bathroom, here's the toilet, the tub, the tile, here's all the items, here's the SKU numbers, here's what it costs to buy it at our store. And then it takes my AI breakdown for you, sends it to my contractors. And then you as the homeowner get to choose. Do you want these contractors to price the job? If you want pricing from my pre-screened contractors without them coming to your house, I'm talking all over internet, you then click yes, and then you have to obviously do a Zoom call with them. And then after you've met them on Zoom, guess what? You then, as the homeowner, decide. I'd like to invite them into my home to do the final measurements. Remember, measure twice, cut once. That's the reality of Hired Done, okay? So if you want insulation blown in your attic, you can talk to the guy on the phone. You can have the insulation priced out, or the contractor can say to you, hey, we include everything in our price. Show me a picture of your attic. I'll give you a ballpark, but if you're serious and you're ready to get started, let me come to your house. Let me do a final measure. And while I'm there, I'll pick the start date. We can get a deposit and we can get started. How can you not love that? That's what Hired Done's future. That's the crystal ball that I bring to the table. Okay. Does my contractors love this? Listen, change is fear. People get scared of change. I don't blame them, but I'm all about the change, right? It's like a relationship. Sometimes you stay too long. You still love the people. You just stay too long in the relationship. The future is still love them, right? Roberto loves that. You still love the relationship. You still love the people. You don't love the fact that you waited so long to get out of it. That's the thing. With a relationship on a contractor, you're going to love them for the time you're doing the job. You're going to hate them at the last week or two. But then you're going to love them after the fact because you got this brand new bathroom. You got insulation that's saving you money. So that's what we got going on here. It's the best. So Hired Done, just so we're on the same page, is here to help you homeowners have hassle-free home improvement. I'm here to help you find the best contractors. And today we're going to learn about saving energy on insulation. We're going to save energy on your heating bills. How do you do that with insulation? It's not sexy. Doesn't matter. You spend money. The fastest return on investment with anything energy savings is insulation. And the thing is do you do cellulose? Do you do fiberglass? Foam? What's the options? What's the deal here? Is it anything to do with The installer? What is the best installation? I mean, the best installation. As everyone knows, Adam Helfman from Hire It Done. We're going to ask Dana Insulation, who's coming on after the break, Tom Mackey. We're going to ask him what is the best insulation. Is he going to say the best insulation is cellulose? Is it going to be Applegate? Is it going to be Owens Corning? Is it going to be fiberglass? Foam? Open cell? Closed cell? Or is it going to be the best insulation is the one that's installed properly? A la Hire It Done. You see, that's what we do here. That's how we are. So I want you to save money. If you have a cold draft in your house, yes. If you have brick or siding and you have plaster walls, guess what, friends? We can blow insulation in your walls. And with infrared thermography, we can tell you where it is and where it isn't. This is what we're going to talk about. Science and contracting has merged. And that's where we're at. So we're going to take a quick break. I want you to know that we have Tom Mackey, Dana Insulation, in studio, live. I'm going to ask him all the good questions, everything you want to know and everything he doesn't want you to know. I'm going to bring it all out today because this is Hire It Done. And my name's Adam Helfman. And you're listening to Hire It Done on 101 WRIF, everything that rocks. Welcome back, everyone. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Shout out to all the listeners this morning. Obviously, we've got Mr. Positive listening. Shout out to him. He is our probably top 5 fans. We could tell him that. And by the way, if you have a question this morning, you could text us live in studio, 248-927-1985. Again, 248-927-1985. We've got listeners all over the country. Actually, we got Camber listening in New Jersey. Shout out to you. She'll be a guest on the show coming up. We're going to bring her on. She has a home improvement experience. We're going to talk about, if you're a female and you're hiring contractors, do you feel like they're taking advantage of you if you don't have someone like to help you? That's why Hire It Done's here, to help you, because I'm every homeowner's best friend. So that's how we are. But let's get started saving money, my friends. You wake up, it's chilly, you come home, you got a little bit, how would I say, chill, and you're like, where's that draft coming from? You're afraid to turn the thermostat up because, as we all know, the gas company ain't lowering prices. It's not like, oh, we've lowered prices for everyone this year. Don't worry, crank the heat up. So what do? Well, you try to save money. Do you buy that saran wrap for the windows and you start air blower? I mean, I did. I'll be honest, I tried it once. Who am I kidding? From the neck down, I'm worth minimum wage. Okay, friends? From the chin up, as my guest will tell you, I'm worth a good account. Anyways, joining me on the radio show right now is, how long have we known each other?
Many years.
At least 90s.
Yeah.
Into the 90s.
Oh, no question about it.
Oh, wow.
We're approaching probably 30, 35 years.
Easily.
Yeah.
So anyways, I have a history that we'll talk before home improvement, but Tom Mackey from Dana Insulation, insulation energy saving contractor, known me 35 plus years. I've done millions and millions of dollars of business with Dana Insulation and Tom previously. And Tom is just as pure as it gets. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning to you.
So 2026 is looking to be a good year, doesn't it?
Exciting. Very exciting.
Let's get right into how to save energy. Tell the audience, Dana Insulation, what you guys do.
Well, Dana Insulation's celebrating its 49th year as we begin 2026. We've been an exclusive insulation contractor for all those years. We don't meddle into other facets of
You're just good at what you do.
So we consider ourselves experts in insulation in all facets of insulation. Be it your attic, the most important, your basement bonds or rim joist, your exterior walls, or whatever commercial project you might have. We've been doing it for all these years and doing it well.
So Tom, if somebody is, let's just give a typical house. Let's do a 1,475 square foot bungalow.
Sure.
Okay. You walk in, you take 3 steps up to the front of the house, answer the door. You walk in, there's like a little closet, foyer. Kitchen's off to the left, and the back to the right's a little dining room, family room, and the left is the other room. And then you go upstairs to a bungalow, right?
I lived in that house.
I think everybody did.
Yeah.
So before we get upstairs and say it's super hot in the summer and super cold in the winter, let's talk about what if someone says, look, I got a furnace, I need to start saving energy. The heat goes on, it gets normal, but the energy escapes so fast. When you walk into that typical house, what's the first thing you do? You take them downstairs to the bond plate? You take them to the attic? Where are we going?
You chose a bungalow to begin our conversation with. Bungalows are entirely different than a ranch style home and or a split level or a
Colonial.
colonial
Sure.
styled home. So as you choose the most demanding or challenging home, a bungalow, you immediately go to the second level, because if that second level is being used as the master bedroom or one of the children's bedrooms, that is the room that is the most uncomfortable in the entire home.
Right. And so scientifically, let me interrupt real quick. Heat rises, or in science, heat travels towards the cold. So it's cold outside. You want the house warm.
Cold. That's right.
So the heat will go this way towards the outside walls, but typically goes straight up. And that's an atmospheric effect. However, in a bungalow, like Tom said, he goes to the bungalow up first because that's the area where you have the most extreme temperature differential.
That's right.
So how do we solve that? And what is the reason for that?
Well, the secret sauce, believe it or not, to the bungalows is the knee walls.
Correct.
And that's where a foam application is just wonderful. Continuing on, your sloped walls above the knee walls are very important, and they have to be baffled to continue proper ventilation. But they need to be insulated thereafter. So we baffle it, then we insulate it.
So let me ask you a question. The knee walls, they're and for everyone out there, a bungalow, when you go upstairs, it's like 3-4 feet of straight wall, then it angles to the peak. In that 3 or 4 foot straight wall, behind it, a lot of people use for storage.
That's right.
They'll put their luggage in there. But what you foam that, you go to the outer piece.
We're doing the walls. The vertical walls,
not the roof,
the flats behind, which everybody puts their Christmas decorations and their luggage. That's called the attic flats, and the attic flats are affecting the downstairs.
Okay,
they're not affecting that floor.
Great.
So the attic flats we need to fill up with R49 blown in cellulose. So you need to get the luggage out of there. You need to get the Christmas tree out of there, and you need to find another location for it, because attic flats are meant for insulation. Now, the knee walls, again, are the secret sauce. That's going to make the biggest defined difference in the comfort level of that home. Then going up to, as I say, those sloped ceiling walls are very important. And then the above wall ceiling, which we call the attic cap, we need to gain access there and get R49 there as well. So the bungalow style home is a different application and a little more challenging, but the results are marvelous.
So let's talk about the results. When someone knows that in the summertime, they go to that bungalow upstairs and it's boiling hot, they put the room air conditioner, the window air conditioner, and it's using electricity. The cost of keeping it cool up there is ridiculous. They'll put a ceiling fan and then they'll put an air conditioner in. Take that away and say, I decided that I'm going to invest in the knee wall.
That's right.
Foam. Will they need to have a room air conditioner upstairs in the summertime?
That's subjective, and it's a great question. Very good question. It'll reduce the cost dramatically if they choose to have that air conditioner, secondary means of air conditioning in that second level.
Supplement it.
Yeah, it is. It will cut dramatically the cost. The comfort level will be dramatically improved.
Sure.
So the subjective answer is going to be dependent upon how cool you like it in your home, how warm you like it in the winter months. I can't answer that specific question. Will they need it? Because everybody's different.
Sure.
But we can guarantee beyond the shadow of a doubt that it will make a significant difference. And we're proud to announce we've done thousands of them with people that I can wallpaper my office.
I've seen the work
of people thanking me for the results.
And by the way, for everyone out there, that we're talking about this bungalow, we're with Tom Mackey from Dana Insulation. They've been in business almost 50 years. This is your 49th year.
We're celebrating our 49th year this year.
Oy.
Yeah.
Good for you, man. Congratulations. Yeah. And that's the thing, my friends. 96% of all contractors fail in the first 5 years. So getting past 5 years and then continuing that for decades, you're doing something right? So that bungalow, that's a perfect example. Proximate. Can we give a range? What does it cost somebody?
Sure. Somebody's going to anticipate spending anywhere from $3,500 to $4,500 in that range to upgrade that bungalow. Sometimes without looking, I can't give a specific, but that's what you can anticipate.
Okay. So, for everyone out there, $3,500, we're using that as an example to insulate the bungalow. to reduce the heat loss. But here's the benefit of it. Besides the fact that the house is going to be quieter, besides the fact that you're going to have more comfort upstairs, you're going to save instantly on your heat bill. Guaranteed. And secondly, there's also a rebate.
There's rebates for each and every task that we complete for you.
Yeah.
There's a rebate associated with it. We will file that for you. We will assure you that you'll be getting those rebates. You don't have to sit down and navigate your way through the documents. We take care of it all. We have a wonderful in-office staff. I want to mention one other point, Adam.
Yes, please.
Dana Insulation has a full brick and mortar. We're a real contractor. We have a full staff in office. We don't have any answering machines. You'll get through to a real person when you call Dana.
It's the best
Insulation.
part. Well, that's the key.
Yeah.
You know, and by the way, I said it earlier in the show. The contractors are based in the history of contractors are relationship, human interaction. You know, call me, let's talk, let's meet face to face. Technology has evolved and it's creeping into it, but you still have to meet face to face on getting contracting done properly. Now, there's going to be a time when you'll have an AI version of you, and you'll download all your experience, and someone will be talking to some guy on the phone that's not even real. But the knowledge is there, and then the technicians and the people will have to deploy that. However, for you, and by the way, for everyone out there, if you want to get a hold of Tom, there's a couple ways to do it. Go to hireitdone.com, click on insulation, energy savings. Dana Insulation is there. You click call, and it'll go right to Tom. Or you can call Tom. You want to give your phone number out?
Sure. My personal cell, feel free to call 586-298-4422, or my office is 586-463-8625. Feel free to call me at any time for any thoughts or questions, or to invite me into your home to evaluate your needs.
So when someone
whatever's best for you.
So Tom, someone calls you up and says, "Yeah, I heard you on the show. I want to save some energy. I want to explore attic insulation, wall insulation. I'm not sure. I don't even know how much insulation is in my wall. And then in my basement, I've heard that like in the basement, if you do something in the top of the wall there. So let's talk about the average person. When you come to their house, there's 3 areas that you look at, correct?
100%.
So just walk me through a typical,
Sure.
Depending, it doesn't matter, ranch, colonial.
First of all, the number one thing I'm going to do when I visit you or get the opportunity to visit with you is I'm going to ask you some very important questions that I need to know to do the best job for you. You need to describe to me, number one, how long you've lived in that home, what the purpose, what your reason was to invite me into your home, be it energy and or comfort. Either one is very important. And we're going to evaluate based on your answers what your needs are.
Sure.
Now, the 3 most important areas in this order are the attic.
So attic is most important.
Number 1.
Okay.
The basement rim joist, basement bonds or rim joist.
Okay.
And thirdly, the walls. And I put the walls in third because they're the most expensive.
Okay.
They do beautifully in the energy saving equation, but they're costly.
Because you can't rip the walls out. You got to pump it in.
Very expensive labor wise. We do a great job. We make a big difference, but everything is about cost analysis. So when I go into your home, I'm going to analyze what you tell me, how long you're plan to be in that home, and I'm going to make a recommendation based on your answers, what's best for you.
Okay, so you are actually going to give the homeowner a roadmap, and you're going to prescribe step 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if someone says to you, okay, Tom, I want everything done and I want to save the maximum amount, you can put that together. And then they say, okay, I want to do this spring, half of it.
That's right.
So you can plan it for them.
100%.
And then if they say, okay, what's the priority? You'll be like, all right, biggest bang for the buck right now would be this. What would it be if they want to?
A typical attic is somewhere in the 16 to 2,000 range, depending upon size of the house. That's a fully baffled project.
Yeah. When you say baffle, explain that to the homeowner.
Yeah, baffling serves 2 very important points. It protects your roof deck. You never want your insulation to touch your roof deck,
Right.
because you don't want any moisture, condensation, and you don't want anything softening that beautiful
So
decking.
air comes
And then
inside
your
the baffle.
ventilation,
Okay.
which is what the baffling is the second, and equally as important. It allows air to flow properly up to the roof vents and or ridge vent, whatever you may have.
Sometimes I've seen insulation companies blow in insulation and push the baffles flat, and it's blocking ventilation. You probably go into an attic and seen that.
Yeah, 100. We see it all the time, and particularly in new construction homes where we're upgrading.
How do you ensure a homeowner that you're doing it the right way? Do you take pictures?
Oh gosh, yes, you have to. You have to. We'll show the client exactly that baffle is in deep into the soffit. It is then blocked using fiberglass so that the cellulose doesn't get into the soffit, doesn't interfere with the soffit ventilation and or the airflow from the soffit area to either ridge vent or can vents up top.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting. And that allows the homeowner to know before what they're getting into. They know once they've hired you, they can see, it validates. Because you know what? I'm not going to downplay anything about insulation because I believe it's one of the most important components of your house. It's not sexy.
Yeah,
like
out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
I was in a home yesterday that was 62 years old. And the man says to me, I've lived in this home for 10 years. He says, the cost of heating and cooling this home was astronomical. He said, I don't know why I waited so long to call you. He said, when you look up there, would you tell me exactly what's up there? It's 4 inches of rock wool.
Really?
4 inches of rock wool. R8.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, right.
It's in today's, you have to have R49 in that attic minimum.
Right.
So this person, a wonderful person, he just got to it last. It's not sexy.
It's not sexy. So what would the recommendation be? Call you, you'll come out for a free estimate, it'll take a look. What if someone says, listen, I don't want you in my house, can I send you a couple pictures? Would you at least
I'll try.
You can't guarantee without seeing it.
Yeah,
you really
I'll try.
Need to see it.
If somebody just wants to discuss their project over the telephone or a Zoom call, I'm fine with that. We'll try to do it. We'll get you right as close as we can in terms of the dollars, but I don't bite. And I don't push. I'm not the kind of person
you're
that goes into a home.
Tom, and by the way, we're talking with Tom Mackey. I've known him forever. Probably one of the best insulation knowledgeable people in the industry. But Tom, I'm going to tell you something. This is interesting. There's a product called Live Switch. Okay. Live Switch is like FaceTime. However, it doesn't use your phone's. It uses your phone's camera, but it doesn't use your phone's data or anything. It's you get a text message and the homeowner gets a text message. You both click the link and it allows the camera for you at the office to watch the homeowner in the attic pointing. And you can talk to the homeowner, hey, point to the left. But what the difference is it's recording. AI is taking measurements. AI is finding the depth and the links. And then it allows you and the homeowner, because you can touch the screen and then the homeowner screen shows what you've touched. It says, Mrs. Jones, go to the left, zoom over here, and you can type in and then it goes in. But with AI, it allows you to price it. It allows you not to be there. Now, I'm still old school with measure twice, cut once, right? However, I've watched the technology and I see it. It's game changing. Now, there are people in the industry, my friends, that lead, they follow, or they get out of the way. We at Higher Done, we want to lead. Dana Insulation has been leading the insulation business forever. This is something we need to explore later. But my point is, you could actually use that attic because it'll know, it knows, because of the way the new cameras are with the laser thing,
sure.
It knows the depth, it knows the square footage. It will figure it out for you. And that way on the call, you can say, Mrs. Jones, here's the deal. Based on what you showed me, I can see the soffits are plugged. I can see that we have rock wool. We're going to add 12 inches of whatever you decide. And this is how it's going to go. And without being there, you're going to give them a range. You're going to be from 2,200 to 3,600, let's just say. If you're interested, we have a coupon, a special right now, a Higher Done customer, whatever. I can come out, double check the measurements, and we can get started. No pressure, easily priced. And a done deal. Homeowners love that. For some reason, again, do you feel because you're in the home improvement space forever. Do you feel homeowners are fearful when contractors come over?
I think that's an inherent problem, that there is a fear factor, and you got to break down that fear real quick.
Easily.
Dana Insulation, historically, we don't even carry a contract with us. We're not interested in the high pressure. We're going to call our boss and get the price reduced for you. All that nonsense that goes on. And, homeowners are still falling for that nonsense.
Every minute.
And we don't do any of that.
Correct.
So I'm going to be candid and honest, and I think I'll display it to you quickly when I enter your home and I extend my hand with a warm hello, how are you?
Yeah.
I'm happy to consider using the product that you're talking about. If that'll make the customer more comfortable,
it's another tool in your toolbox,
and I'd be happy to use it. And I love to learn more as you and I go forward.
Sure.
Because I'm always anxious to learn more methods of reaching out to my clients and potential clients. So at the end of the day, Dana Insulation is a low key, but we're sure if we're going to get your project, it's going to be done right. We put erasers on pencils for a reason.
Correct.
And if there's a mistake, we're going to correct it. But I can assure you we're going to do a great job for each and every one of you.
There you go. That's really good information, and I appreciate that. So for everyone out there, by the way, if you want to learn more about insulation, just go to Hire It Done on YouTube. Go to the Hire It Done website. Type in insulation. There's 500 videos. And by the way, Tom Mackey from Dana Insulation, he's in all of them. He's my go-to insulation guy. So now homeowners have always asked me, Adam, I like fiberglass. It was in my attic. There's nothing wrong with it. But you're talking about cellulose. You're talking about foam. Is there a huge difference besides just pricing? Is there one that you recommend or prefer, or is it depending on the application?
Well, everything's going to depend upon the application.
Okay.
However, I will say that more often than not, I'm going to recommend that for the attic, that you retrofit your attic with cellulose. And there's multiple reasons for that. And I think the couple that are probably most important to a homeowner are the simple fact that it's going to help keep wildlife out of your attics. We don't want wildlife to winter in your attic, and the fire.
They're not paying rent.
They don't pay rent, and they make a mess. So to keep wildlife out of your attic, cellulose is the better product, simply because of the fire retarding products. Hell, it's used in the agriculture industry to keep varmints out of agriculture. So cellulose is going to be my go-to product for attic upgrades. There will be a time and a place where fiberglass will be recommended, but it won't be often. It's a more expensive product.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's more expensive. And Owens Corning still thinks their product is gold lined. And, no disrespect to them, but they're overpriced and hard to deal with. So cellulose is probably the go-to product for 90% of the retrofit insulators. New home construction people use fiberglass.
Okay, so it's price.
It's a different industry or different approach. Each one of you out there in Listen Land, your attics will be evaluated. We'll make the right recommendation for your home.
So now someone says, okay, I love it. I got the attic. Do they really save money on their energy bill?
Well, you don't have to take Adam Helfman or Tom Mackey's word for it. Go to Consumer Energy or DTE's website.
They push it all the time.
They publish it.
Right.
They publish what you can anticipate. And always they're going to cover their butts and under promise because they never on their websites want to look bad. So we're comfortable telling people exactly what Consumers Energy, who we are very affiliated with,
of course,
as well as DTE, as well as Semco to the north. Wonderful people to work with, I might add.
Yeah, they're all incentivized to help you save energy.
They're the ones getting you your rebates.
Michigan Saves?
Michigan Saves is a marvelous program, and what a great group of people to work with. If you need to finance your energy saving project, Michigan Saves is a wonderful alternative.
I love that. So what do you think? Can a homeowner, let's say their average bill is $500 a month on gas, can they save $50 a month? 10%?
Typically, you're going to see with an attic upgrade 20%, so 100 a month.
So that's $1,100 a year.
That's right.
$1,200 a year.
That's right.
And then 2 years you paid it off.
That's right.
Payback.
That's after you haven't even considered your rebate.
Right. So you literally have the fastest payback. This is what I'm talking about, friends. And you can write off insulation. There's a lot of things you can do. So the point here is you don't want to risk having the insulation installed improperly. That's where Dana comes in. Not only do they have the most knowledge when it comes to the process and the product, but they also have the best installers. I did a video on the installation. We've been to many, many of them, and you can go on to hireitdone.com and watch a couple of the videos on this. Tom himself will come to your house, and the team shows up, the prep work. I did a whole day there. We were at that gentleman's house. He was super happy.
He loved it.
I'd love to bring him on and see how much his savings have been, because it's been about 6 months since we were there.
Yeah.
You did it over the summer.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to save money, get a rebate, we can help you here. But we're going to take a quick break, my friends. Don't forget 248-927-1985. That's 248-927-1985. That's the text line if you have a question for insulation. Dana, we have Tom Mackey here. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to ask him more questions about what other products they have and how do you do in the wall insulation. My name's Adam Helfman. This is Hire It Done on 101 WRIF, everything that rocks. Welcome back, everyone. My name's Adam Helfman. This is Hire It Done on 101 WRIF, everything that rocks. Saturday morning, first show of the year. We're having right out of the gates, killing it. Tom Mackey, Dana Insulation, 49 years in business. The information is so mind-blowing that I'm telling you right now, this radio show, when we chop it up and replay it all week into smaller reels, will probably be 100,000 views at least. So I want to thank everyone, obviously, for tuning in. We've got Tom in studio. We're finishing this conversation, but I'm getting a lot of questions about insulation on the text line. So if you have a text question for us, 248-927-1985, we would love to hear from you. And if you have any questions for insulation, obviously, and if you want an estimate, go to hireitdone.com, click on Dana, or type in insulation, and Tom's cell phone comes up. It directly calls to him. So, Tom, I got this question in. I want to address this with you. Good morning, Adam. I had my house insulated with liquid foam from, I won't say the name, insulation company. Since then, my house seems to be colder than it used to be. Have you heard of that?
Oh, that's an epidemic in the industry. Unfortunately, there's a company here in metropolitan Detroit, franchise operation that focuses strictly on selling open cell foam.
Is that the same as liquid?
Well, that's exactly what this client is.
They use the term liquid foam. Okay.
Yeah, that's their terminology.
Sure.
But it's an open cell foam. It's an injection foam. And this company is terrorized my industry. And I say my industry because I'm the longest standing insulator in the state of Michigan. And I'm insulted that an operation that is certainly not Michigan based sells franchises to unsuspecting people, people that are chasing the American dream, and God bless them. But they're hiring unqualified people to install a product that doesn't belong in any form.
So the homeowner obviously got shafted, and they also wrote they also did blow in insulation in the attic, and they had to have them come back 3 different times because they oversprayed the soffit.
Well, that solidifies my point.
Correct.
They send out unqualified people, and they terrorize not only that beautiful client's home, but my industry. And these kinds of things just raise my blood pressure terribly because they're untrained. The people selling these franchises are more interested in selling insulation to the contractor.
Let me just tell you, I know all about franchises. I know all about scumbag con men. Trust me, I know. And so in this situation, this also, because it validates what you were saying, this also validates what I've always said. What's the best insulation for your house, Tom?
Well, the best insulation for your home is a experienced person recommending based upon a visit into your home.
Correct.
That the best insulation
could be any brand.
It could be
anything.
We don't know until we meet you.
But
So
you also show the people the
that's
installation
right.
after it's done.
The injection foam that this poor client paid triple what I would have charged.
Sure.
And it was done incorrectly, so therefore it has zero results.
Yeah.
And all it does is make the whole industry look bad. Now, I wish this client would call me. I will visit with them.
You could help them.
I will
prescribe a
run
fix?
I'll put an infrared to it. But the problem is the contract which these people made them sign
Yep.
doesn't allow for a lawsuit. It allows for arbitration only. And unfortunately, they chose the wrong insulation company. This is the great USA of America, but that's the wrong company to have chosen.
Tom, I just texted the homeowner your number to call.
Good.
Give Tom a call after the show. However, even if there's an arbitration clause or mediation or alternative dispute resolution,
that's what it is.
Here's the deal. Those don't matter if there's fraud or bait and switch, or you have to make the case.
You got to find the right attorney that knows how to deal with that.
Yeah, that's the problem. We have great attorneys that I know how to deal with. But I will say this. Sometimes you get more with honey than vinegar. If you go out there and say to the homeowner, this is what they did wrong, I would tell the homeowner, listen, to distinctly write a letter pointing out the mistakes and then requesting response and requesting solutions. That way, it's not like, oh, I'm going to sue you. See how the company handles it. Because what happens is they'll bury themselves anyways.
Well, I happen to know the company that this particular listener is referring to, and they will not respond, and they will not.
Yeah, I already told that. That company actually reached out to us a couple of years ago. I said, listen, I already have a good partner. We don't need multiple insulation companies. Thank you, but no thanks.
Yeah. And
I'm glad that I did that. It's funny when you talk the word franchise. I was involved in a franchise. I'm not going to mention their name, but you know who they are. But like Brian Lee, Metro Home Improvement, he's a great contractor, great guy. He knows exactly what we're talking about.
Sure,
right?
He does.
And again, this is why Titans of the Industry. Okay, and that's a great name of a show. The Titans of the Industry.
It's a round table,
right? The Titans of the round table. You, me, Brian Lee. Yeah, I mean, we could pick some good people.
You got some great contractors, all of which I do business with.
They're great.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I appreciate you telling me that, by the way.
No. Contractors do a lot of business with contractors, and we're fortunate. We deal with all the contractors that are part of your show.
And that's the key best part about it is, again, homeowners, this is why we're here. We're here to help you find good contractors, but we're also here to get you hassle-free home improvement. You don't look at the break. You were telling me about a homeowner who bought a house and he waited 10 years. Every year the heating bill was going up, and he waited 10 years, and he kicks himself in the butt, and he says to you, I can't believe I waited this long to get this done.
Yeah. I would have to say as much as 50% of my clients say that.
Right.
And it's when they hear the price of an insulation job that's going to be wonderful, make their home far more comfortable and far less costly to both heat and cool.
Sure.
They look at me and they say, I can't believe I waited so long. And they're shocked that the price is low as it is. They're scared that it's going to be way too expensive.
They don't know.
They just don't know. You can't know what you don't know.
That's the hire it done mantra.
That's right.
What you don't know can hurt you,
Yeah.
right? And that's the other thing. I hear the same thing. People say to me, Adam, I forgot. Why didn't I use you for my roof? Why didn't I use you for my bathroom? Why didn't I do this or do that? I mean, out of sight, out of mind. If I had a lot of money and every Friday it was an art van commercial, every day, 10 times a day, furniture's on sale, right? Well, wall side windows, Hanson's, Victor's, they're all on TV because they have the big budgets. I don't have the big budgets. I have a radio show. I've got quality work. I got all my referrals, and I got my number 1 5-star contractors lined up. But if I was on TV all the time, yeah, we would dominate. But I would rather be a boutique niche where homeowners who listen to the show, who know, we're bougie. We're not the most expensive. We're never the cheapest. We're solution-minded, 5-star, A+ winners, period. You want to be in the winners? Call Hire Done. You want to follow? Great. Go ahead. I'm not against everybody. I just did a drain collapse this weekend on New Year's Day. I get called out. I got right out of bed, met these guys. Nelson Haynes Plumbing and Rain.
Good company. Great company.
Yeah. I had Travis come out, a team of guys. Happy New Year. Wipe your hands. Let's get to work, guys. Boom. Knocking out pure business. You went there today. 2 days later, I looked at it yesterday just to check the job. You didn't even tell they were there. That's how good they are.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Right?
It's seamless. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean, Ron Alexander, Shelby
Great
Mechanic,
guy.
the best, right?
Oh, I've insulated 3 homes for Ron.
Isn't he great?
And he's done 15 homes for me.
I know. I got to get him back on the show.
Wonderful.
He's kind of retired. He's the best guy ever.
Yeah, he still knows. He knows what's going on with his business.
Yeah, he does. Of course, you keep your finger on the pulse. But Ron, if you're listening, it's time to come back to Hire It Done. It's time for you to say to your people, we're doing Hire It Done this year. I don't need to re-convince anybody.
Ron's a great guy.
Shelby Mechanical, by the way, one of the best plumbers around.
Yeah.
Nelson Haynes, they're great.
Yeah.
Waterworks in Ferndale, amazing, right?
Yeah.
Great people. So we've got good contractors. And by the way, if you're a contractor and you're listening, I had one call me yesterday from Flame Furnace. He's like, Adam, you won't believe it. I was listening to your show and you made me great advice. Thank you. Guy called me out of nowhere. By the way, my cell phone's on the internet. So people call me all the time. I don't care. I answer the call. That's the one thing I do.
Well, that's the way you're supposed to be. That's what we want to do. I give out my cell phone on your show. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of who
give
my
it again, by
company
the
is.
way, will you?
Yeah, 586-298-4422. Call me anytime with your questions. Glad to answer.
Free advice, free estimate, absolutely amazing results. That's what you get here at Hire It Done. But again, if you're a contractor, you want to grow this year, you want to be part of Hire It Done, call me. It's a free phone call. It doesn't call. We'll meet for coffee. We'll have a discovery call. Whatever you want to do, I want to help you grow your business. However, you have to have homeowners bragging about you. You have to be in business at least 5 years. If you can meet those 2 criteria, we can work through the rest. Obviously, no shysters.
Wow. There are plenty of them out there.
Well, the home improvement business. Listen, by the way, for everyone out there, I'm on the board of directors of the Better Business Bureau. Okay. So I see the complaints that come in all the time. And used car sales, home improvement sales, they're battling for the first and second spot on the complaint list. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, well, it's been a reality of the business. I'm aware of that and always have been aware of it. So, and I hear it, I hear horror stories in home sales.
Oh my God, I get them all the time.
What just absolutely baffles me is that they're still using tactics from the 60s, the old Tin Man days.
Isn't that crazy?
It's a shame.
Okay, so let me give an example as we wind down a little bit here. If a contractor you invite into your home and he has a sales guy, and by the way, it's a profession. A professional salesman is a profession. There's nothing wrong with that. You invite them into your home, they're going to ask you for the sale. Expect it. Even if you preemptively say, listen, I'm gathering data today. Come to my house. You want to give me a price? Great. However, I'm not prepared to say yes yet. But if they convince you and you want to say yes, fine. However, my point here, my friends and listeners, is this. If he says to you, you know what, Mrs. Jones, I really want to do business with you. Let me go out in my car. Let me call my manager, see if there's anything special we can do. If you hear him say that, okay, Tom, is it okay for me to give the advice that if he goes out to his car to call that you lock the door and tell him not to come back, right?
100%.
And if he leaves his stuff in your house, pack it up, put it on the porch, lock the door. And then when he's like, what the heck? Say, listen, we listen to Adam Helfman. He told us about this trick. Get out of here.
It's the oldest trick in the book.
Right?
Yeah.
How about if you let me put a yard sign, I'll give you $500 off. If you give me 5 of your neighbors, I'll give you another $500. If I do a great job, will you refer me? Great. Okay, Mrs. Jones, I'll tell you what. Think about the project. How long do you need to think about it? You want a week? Do you want a couple days? Okay, you need a couple days. If I don't hear from you in 4 days, can I have your permission, Mrs. Homeowner, to call you and check in? Oh, I do. Thank you. All right, here's your estimate. Call me when you're ready. Love to do business with you. Have a great night. That's it, right, Tom?
That's the right way to do it.
Tom Mackey, Dana Insulation, 49 years in business. The number to get insulation in your attic, in your walls, in your basement, 586-298-4422. If you're driving, you don't want to write this down, go to hireitdone.com. Type in insulation, type in Dana. Whatever you type in, you're going to get. Tom, thanks for coming on today.
Adam, great to see you. Great
Appreciate
to be
it.
on the show.
Always the man friend, always. Thanks for tuning in, my friends. It's a great week. Adam Helfman here, 4th generation contractor, 20 plus years on radio, home improvement expert, titan of the industry. Thanks for tuning in on 101 WRIF, everything that rocks.